As summer slips quietly into autumn, the garden changes its tune. Autumn sings in golden tones, while asters answer with a chorus of purples and pinks and whites, keeping the garden alive with color until frost arrives. Today I want to share with you the story of the aster, a bright, delicate, and endlessly charming flower. How to grow it, why it's such a gift to the season, and the surprising meanings this humble bloom has carried through history. And because I've been imagining this video as kind of a garden journal entry, I'll be weaving in garden journal layouts, like notes, sketches, and seasonal treasures you might tuck into your own journal. I often like to imagine you tucking the freebies I create into your journal too, as you follow the rhythm of the seasons. And perhaps, just like the asters themselves, those little pieces of inspiration will remind you that beauty has a way of returning, even when the garden begins to fade. Asters step into the garden just when so much else begins to fade. Their star-shaped blooms carry the joy of summer into autumn. A reminder that beauty doesn't vanish with the cooler air. It simply changes form. They're also more than decoration. Asters are a lifeline for pollinators, bees, butterflies, and even late-season moths, who will find fewer and fewer flowers to feed from this time of year. On a sunny September afternoon, you'll often see asters buzzing with life, each bloom like a little lantern guiding the garden into autumn. Maybe that's why they've always felt like a bridge between seasons, a flower that gives us color, feeds the creatures around us, and quietly reminds us that the cycle of the garden is still moving forward. And the best part? With just a little care, asters will return year after year to brighten your own autumn garden. So how do you grow them? And what are a few simple tips to keep them healthy and full of blooms? Let's take a look. I thought it would be lovely to capture the practical side of asters inside a garden journal, almost like notes you might flip back to when you're planning your own autumn garden. Here's a little trick. Pinch asters back in early summer. It feels counterintuitive, but it helps them grow bushier and bloom more generously later on. Asters are one of the simplest ways to carry color all the way into fall. Plant them in a sunny spot with well-drained soil, and they'll reward you with star-shaped blooms from August through to October. Keep them watered during hot spells, and once they're established, you'll find they're wonderfully resilient. If you're dividing your asters, spring or fall are both good times, and they pair beautifully with other late season stars, like chrysanthemums, coneflower, and sedum. Together they keep the garden humming with life, even as the days grow shorter. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Asters carry a symbolism that reaches far beyond their starry petals. In the language of flowers, they've long represented love, wisdom, and patience, qualities that feel especially fitting in autumn, a season of reflection and slowing down. In Victorian florography, a gift of asters spoke quietly of devotion, and even today they remain the birth flower for September, carrying with them centuries of meaning, myth, and gentle beauty. In Greek mythology, asters were said to spring from the tears of the goddess Aster, who wept as she looked down on a world darkened by cruelty. Where her tears fell, the starry blooms appeared, offering hope and beauty. They bloom before the country home and blow away disaster. And in the village gardens you will always find an aster. Till Indian summer winds are lost, by every breeze their crowns are tossed. For naught on earth but snow or frost can kill the stately aster. As we linger over the poetry of asters, I love to imagine these flowers quietly guiding us through the rhythm of the season, reminding us to notice the little moments, the blooms that appear when we least expect them, and the stories each garden holds. Thank you for joining me today in celebrating the aster, its blooms, its symbolism, and the poetry it inspires. I hope this video encourages you to bring a little more of the season's magic into your own garden, journal, and daily life. And if you've been downloading my freebies, they're perfect to tuck into your own garden journal. Something I've been dreaming of creating for Everly Journal. If you enjoyed this gentle journey, I'd love for you to subscribe and join me for more seasonal inspiration, cozy garden reflections, and the stories tucked inside the natural world around us. Until next time, may your autumn blooms be bright and your heart full of wonder.